Hello, welcome back to Matt's Coins and part 2 of a little bronze hunt. Nothing really to write home about so far. 1900 penny. Usual things apply as to what I'm looking out for. £19.57, rough C, looking for the calm C. We have got Matt's Manky Coins there in the corner. If you're not already subscribed, hit the subscribe button because there may be a giveaway being done on those at some point in the future. It was at this point the technical gremlins hit, and my mic and phone combination, which is what I used to record these videos, decided not to work properly. So the audio was out somewhat. So I'll do my best in post-production here now to narrate my way through some of this. So we just saw 1945 there, a little indicator in the corner for what you should look out for on 1945 pennies. Got this rather manky and painted 1919, doesn't appear to have a mint mark. Another painted one from 1948 this time. We've got 1916 halfpenny, 59 halfpenny, 1917 penny, 1948 penny, next there's another 1945, again up in the corners what you're looking for. And we're on to a 1940 penny now, two varieties to look out for, single and double exerg line. You can see the double in the image on the right, you could also see the single one there as well, so that's what you're looking for. 1936, 1943 halfpenny, in pretty decent nick. Always having a look at the portholes on the side of the ship to actually determine the wear on that one. Then we got 1949, lowest mintage year for George VI pennies, of course. 1919 penny, sorry, better say halfpenny, penny. 37 halfpenny. And a 63 penny. Is that 1917? 1937, four different varieties on the 37 to look out for, of course. 1921, looking at those colons. 1920, you're looking for a wide gap between Grau and Brit and those colons there. 1938, a bit of a manky one this one. And another painted one, this time from 64. 1860 something, I think it might be 63. 42 halfpenny. And another painted, this one from 1908 by the looks of things. 1919, no mint mark, sadly. And there's a 1930. 1902, this is the high tide version. There's a picture there showing what to look out for the high versus low tide. Bit of a battered 1927. What's that, 52 halfpenny. A 14 penny. 1930. 1917. '66. 1899. Always have a look out for the date bits on these later Victorian coins. In fact, most Victorian coins, there are various ones. A rather dirty 36. 57, as mentioned before, looking for that calm C variety. It's scarcer but not scarce, and they are easy to find if given time. So 29 halfpenny. Is that 19? I think it was 1924. 1925. 1897 again. Look for the varieties of sevens. You're also looking for dots on the 1897, just after the one. I'm yet to find one. 1920 again, that gap between Grau and Brit. There's another 25 halfpenny. 35 penny. There's another rough sea. Next, 1916, always looking for that recessed ear or the broken tooth variety. The recessed ear it's there on 1915 and 1916 coins. There's a 51. Here we go, 67. There's another 1897, again looking for that dot. 1927. And another painted one from the 60s. 1900. 1948, a bit of edge damage. A halfpenny in 1951 again. There's a 67. 1899 again, look out for those date whips. We've got 1914. Another one with a hole. 1918, no mint mark. Very dirty. Right, we're looking at 1946 here, and this is the star find for this particular hunt. Obviously I'm saying this in hindsight. This is another one dot penny from 1946. You can clearly see in both the image and on the video there the little apostrophe style mark pointing at the border tooth. I think this is the second or third one of these I found in the last few months. So if you are looking for this particular variety, keep going, they are out there to be found. We've got 1920 again. 1906. Mangled 1937, I think it was. There's a 43. And an 1896, very worn, very grubby. 65 halfpenny. And there's a dirty 38. And a 39. And no mint mark 1918. 67. 36. 1920. Yep. Usual gap. Another no mint mark 18. There's a 1914. 54 halfpenny. A 38 halfpenny. 1912. Followed by another rough sea 57. There's a 50. Another 1920 penny, and there's the usual gap. Got to keep checking them just in case. There's a 1901. Looks like there's a couple of handfuls left in this box now. I think this was 1892, this one. There's a 1912 Heaton mint mark this time. You can see the H there, just to the left of the one. Quite common to find the 1912 H's because they seem to be taken out of circulation more than the Royal Mint minted 1912s. Another 57 rough sea. $1932. Another 1945, again in the corner is what you're looking for. Just a doubling on that 9. 47. There's an 1863 with a hole. There are a couple of varieties of 3 to look out for, ranging from narrow to wide, from closed to open 3s. There's a 61 penny. And a 42 halfpenny. This one is George V, and it's a 35. A bit more modern now, a 1962. There's a 1921, looking for the gap between the A and the B, of course. There's another painted 1919. Another 1921, again, you're looking for that gap between the A and the B. 1897 with a hole. Just checking to make sure there's no dots. I think it's just next to the N usually. There's an 1896. Date whips, of course, on those. So 1947. There's 1919 and no mint mark though. Another Victoria, 96 again. There's an 1862. 1935. 64 halfpenny. What's next? There's a 65 halfpenny. 1916. Recessed ears to look out for. This is a flat normal. Another hold 1862, rather dirty as well. 1934. Another 1947. 1907, there are various different date widths and 7 varieties and all the rest of it on the 1907. 1898, there's a couple of different varieties of 8 to look out for on those. Another 1896. And 1939. Another 35. Another 21, again, looking at the gap between the the A and the B. There's 2 different date widths, the 2 different widths there. 1936. Another 1945. I won't put it in the corner this time, we know what we're looking for by now. That's definitely not a double 9. And again another 1945. There is note of a double 4 as well, I'm yet to see it. We've already found one, but we're looking for that apostrophe type mark. There's an 1897. Again, checking for dots. So we got a 1939 halfpenny, followed by 1940, looking for the single and double exerg lines, of course. There's another 1945, definitely not a double 9. Then a 1916 halfpenny, 1928 penny. There's a 1946, looking for that apostrophe, of course. We've already found one in this hunt. Always look for any additional ones. It's a 1910. A 1908. There are a couple of different varieties on the 1908. One is a little bit scarcer. 67. There's a 1947. 1930 halfpenny. What's next? There's a 44 halfpenny. 38 penny. Another 38 penny. There's an 06. In 1895, one of the scarcer years to find, especially in the higher grades. 1947. There's a 38. There's another 38, but this time a halfpenny. There's a 44, not quite manky. On this there are two varieties, all around the positioning of the second fort. One is to the middle of the wave above it, one is more to the left. There's a 50 halfpenny, another halfpenny, 42, bit banged on the edge, that one. And it looks like we're coming up to the last handful or two. So at this point I'll say, you know, if you haven't already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button, leave me a comment as well. At the time of recording, just trying to close in on that 500 subscriber mark. So there's 65, 64, 46. Whilst it looks all shiny, it is very worn. You can tell, if you can't see the little gun holes on the side of the ship, it's definitely worn down a bit. There's 29 halfpenny, 41. There's a 1914 penny. There's 47. A 27. A 52 halfpenny. A 52 halfpenny again. Another Queen Vic, an 1896. Another 14. There's a 1913, a few different varieties to look out for on this, including a scarce one. 1896. 1935. There's a 1922. Looking at the trident, and you're looking for that middle prong to be slightly away from the border tooth. As you can see, this one is touching, which sadly means it's the common one, not the scarce one, or the rare one. There's an 1899, 1897, 1921. Looks like the last two coins. We've got a manky 1919 again. And the last one is a 1902 high tide. Of course, looking for that tide level for the two different varieties, high and low.